for an official introduction. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Dick. A lot of you have heard of me. I go by Disco Dick because disco is life. And like I said, nobody can tell me that I'm not a ladies' man. So today, yes, this is real as real gets, DJ. I hope you're here to have a good time. And I hope you're here. Oh, wait, let's get some background music. There we go. All right, I hope you're here for a great time. I hope you're here to learn a little bit about love and a little bit about making love. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off. Hey, Savage Zeus. That's a name that Rev hasn't seen in a long time. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. How are you doing today, sir? So, Rev had gathered some questions from some people. He had a couple that he wanted to put on standby before we started taking live calls. I've got your calls over here on the side. We're gonna, you know what? We're gonna put them over here. Oh, now this is music courtesy of our good friend Dre's Force. Once again, y'all have heard him a few times, especially in the alerts for the stream today. All right, we're gonna try to shrink this window down. That way we can get it all on one screen. All right, now, without further ado, let's get started, okay? So the way this show is going to work is I'm going to be reading off some questions, some sex and love advice questions, and from there, we're going to take your calls, and we're going to do this thing all off the cuff. Oh wait, we're pulling this again. Oh, we're just going to keep this, I guess, right here. You know what? I think we have an idea. Watch this. Boom. There. Now it's even shorter. Oh, Dre's is the best, isn't he? Dre's is just the absolute best. Okay. Let's get our questions pulled. All right. We are pulling. Oh, okay. Well, we are really getting a good start here. Let me actually go ahead and announce that Down and Dirty is starting now, because we gotta get this show going right. You know what I mean? So, the first question comes to us. Okay. So the first question comes to us from somebody over on the other side of the world. His name is Nathaniel. He's from Australia, and he says, "Dear Disco Dick, my girlfriend was recently diagnosed with genital herpes. Now, I myself do not have them, so I'm not sure how she got them. So I'm curious, is there any way for me to prevent them without just using a condom?" Well, yes and no. So here's how you're going to do it. This is a little maneuver that I learned when I was studying abroad back in 2007. Her name was Vanessa. I'm kidding. His name was Robert. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a little bit of mustard. So you ever heard of the mustard on sunburn trick, right? The mustard on sunburns. So the way the mustard on sunburns works is the vinegar within it dilutes the sting. Well, now, this is what people don't tell you. I'm going to give you full disclaimer right now that none of this is accurate because I do not want to be liable. But what happens is the vinegar within the mustard, if you use that, you rub it on the genitalia, it neutralizes all of the nasty bacteria that comes out of the herpes simplex 1. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Disco Dick, how is that going to work? There's no way. There's absolutely no way that could work because it's going to burn anyways. I'll feed you baby birds. I've got the perfect answer for you here. So what you're going to want to do with that mustard is you're going to want to mix in a little bit of mayonnaise. You're going to want to like, you can't just do regular mayonnaise though. So you can't just do regular mayonnaise and mustard and just mix it up all boring. You have to make it filthy, like a paste. You have to get all up in there dirty. I mean, when you're mixing it, it's gotta be filthy. Okay? Hello, Eliza. Hello. So, it's actually fun it's funny that Eliza mentions that because the title of this trick is called the condiment, because it covers you and protects you from the viruses and the diseases and the filthinesses. But it's also a technique that is just mint. So that's tip number 1 for you, Nathaniel, from Australia. All you got to do is use just a little bit of that mustard and a little bit of mayonnaise and just mix it all up. All right, on to question number 2. Ooh, now we will be starting to take calls very shortly, so please feel free to get in general in Reb's Discord, and we will get ready to pull you into the down and dirty phone lines. All right, question number 2. Ooh, question number 2 comes from Anonymous. Okay, actually Anonymous, not the group, not the group. I got scared for a second. All right, so question number 2. Can you get pregnant through anal sex? Okay, so I can keep this one short. 100%, absolutely you can. And I'll tell you how. It's so weird seeing my beard phase in and out of existence there. Anyways, so yes, you can get pregnant through anal sex, but here's how. It's a very particular process. Okay, whenever you're going at it, you're just like getting all up in there. If you do not retract in time and you allow it to go off in there, and then you retract out and it comes flopping out, it can fall in, get the pregnant, boom, then you have a butt baby. And nobody wants a butt baby. Now, butt babies are not good for anyone. Butt babies are bad. Nobody wants one. All right. We're going to keep that one short because you don't need to go into details about that, right? Yes, you can get the preggers from a good old-fashioned butt pounding. Just the thing is, okay, so here's the thing. There's actually a way around it, okay? I wasn't going to get into this because it's kind of a secret of the trade, but there's a way around it. That if you can stimulate at the right time, it causes this almost like vacuum-esque type of, like, I don't know words, but I know sounds. So it creates this like, oh, I am sorry. Forgive me, Polar. There. I hope you're happy now. I can't see it. Is it okay? It's gone. So it makes the sound, and whenever the sound is, whenever you know that the sound has been made, it causes such a powerful suction. But now here's the thing: you have got to be an absolute sexual dynamo to pull this one off. Okay, I mean it's a 100% gotta go. Because if you don't, you fail. But if you do, it'll suck it all up in there and never come out. Then it becomes infused with the body. But that's a secret of the trade that typically doesn't get revealed a lot. And I could get in a lot of trouble for talking about that one. Think like Bruce Lee levels of trouble. This is something they tell you about in the guild. And from there, I like how you're telling me not to ruin the illusion, but my glasses are ruining the illusion anyways. Anyways, do we have any callers in the queue yet? Nobody yet. Okay, that's fine. Let's see if we can pull another question. Oh, we've got a new question in. Okay. Disco Dick, in regards to your previous statement about the mustard and the mayonnaise, can the mayonnaise be substituted with Miracle Whip? Okay. Can it be substituted with Miracle Whip? By all technicality, it can be substituted with Miracle Whip, but it's not as surefire. It's not as surefire because the Miracle Whip contains more vegetable oil in it, which can cause the lubrication to really just keep going, and it can cause the vinegar within the mustard to pour out. And if that happens, then it could ruin it. But as long as you get the mixture right, theoretically, from what I understand, you can use mayonnaise. You can use Miracle Whip. I always personally use mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is probably one. First off, it's the best condiment out there, regardless of what. Because when you're done, you can scoop that out and use it on a sandwich. Okay, I wouldn't recommend it, but let's see. All right, we're gonna move on from that topic because I don't want to be giving away too many of our Oh, so in here, Jim Bambi has a question for Disco Dick. Now, Jim, would you like to DM it? Would you like to jump in the call? You let me know. But we do have a question from Polar Eruption. How do I get a girl pregnant? Okay, so see, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Here's how you get her pregnant. You ready? I shouldn't be giving this advice to a 15-year-old, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I'm here to please the people. That's what I'm going to do. So what you do is first you go out and you buy a nice dinner. It's absolutely paramount to the whole thing that you buy a lovely dinner. You're legal in 1 year there. You know what? As long as you hang on to this information for a year, I won't feel bad about it. So, the way this is going to work, you're going to go out. You're going to take her to a nice, fancy dinner. You're going to have to buy lobster and spaghetti. Those are the two key ingredients to this whole thing. Once you're done, once you finish dinner, you're going to buy a chocolate cake. Whole chocolate cake. Not just a slice, whole chocolate cake. And you're gonna write on this chocolate cake, "Spit in my mouth, Dad." That's very paramount to this whole situation. You gotta write "Spit in my mouth, Dad" on there. Then you're both going to split the cake right down the middle. And when you finish the cake, if you can stomach it, you have sex. But sex without the fancy dinner and the whole cake is absolutely out of order. It doesn't work, and it's useless. It may feel good, but it's useless. And that is how you do it. All right. I've watched many anime, and they say making eye contact with a girl will make them pregnant. Should I be worried? Wait, have you been making eye contact with women, Jim? Jim, have you been making eye contact? Don't. Oh, my lord, there's no telling. Jim, I really, really, really hope that you have taken the time to consider everything that you have done in your life up to this point. You need to be reaching out to people. Absolutely, 100%. It can happen. You got to be careful when doing that. Why do you think I always wear sunglasses? If they can't see me making the eye contact, then they can't get pregnant. Okay? And then guess what Dick doesn't have to do? Dick doesn't have to pay child support. Because everybody knows. Everybody knows. I thought that was common knowledge. I should have started the show with that. I did not know. I was unaware. I am sorry. Jim, please contact every woman you have ever made eye contact and make sure that you did not get her pregnant. All of them. Any of them. Do you understand? I need you to understand. Okay. Anyways, let's see. We need more questions. Let's get us some questions here. All right. Oh, now we're starting to get. I have a question. Oh, Airfly has a question. You can ask it right here on air if you feel comfortable. Airfly, go ahead, post away. Let's see what we got here. Because it'll pop up over there in the chat. We could save it for later. We can add it on. If you'd like to ask your question here, please do so. If you'd like to do it in voice chat, just let me know. Because I would prefer not to monitor Discord. If you decide to get in voice chat, just let me know and I'll pull you in. But let's see what question Airfly has. And while she is typing up her question, I'm going to answer this one somebody posed to me. It's a very personal question. But have I ever skinny dipped with a group? Absolutely. There's no other. If you skinny dip by yourself, it's almost like it's almost like a tree falling in the woods and no one around. It's not skinny dipping if you're by yourself. You have to do it with a group or it doesn't count. That's just the way it is. All right. Uh-oh, we have somebody in voice chat. All right, let's start with caller number 1. You are on the air with Disco Dick.
Okay, so I don't know how to do this properly, but when's the right time to use lube?
Ooh, when's the right time to use lube? Okay, so there are actually several different questions to this, or several different answers to this question, rather. Okay, so it all kind of depends on personal preference for both you and your partner. There are a lot of people, and these people I consider to be what you would call vanilla. They like to typically use it before, whenever everything's still kind of getting in the mood. But we're here talking about adventure. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to just go ahead and tough it out. Tough it out at first. Tough it out at first. Get it in there, and then you get you one of those. Have you ever seen, like, whenever you buy Tylenol for a baby, you get the little syringes? You take that, you stick that into the tip of the lube deal, and you suction some of it out of there, and then you go in and apply it all the way around. And I can guarantee you, the combination of the lubrication plus the friction is going to be absolutely fantastic, and it's going to be better than anything you've ever felt in your entire life. Bet.
Well, thank you for answering my call.
Thank you very much for calling Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. You have yourself a nice day.
You too.
All right. We got caller number 2. Caller number 2, you are getting down and dirty with Disco Dick. What can I do for you today?
Well, Disco Dick, I hadn't prepared for this properly, so I'm just gonna say, how you doing?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. And to answer it, I'm going to put it as bluntly as I possibly can. I am doing about as good as a Disco Dick can be doing right now.
That is fantastic, my friend.
I am in full-blown stimulation mode. We are out here. I would like to show you. I wish I could stand up, but I would get in trouble because I am at full mast just talking to you all. It's been just absolutely fantastic. It's the best day of my life. I'm out here in my nice new shirt that apparently partial is see-through, and I'm here just talking to some people, giving the love advice, giving it to them nice and soft or hard and rough, whichever way they want it. That's how we do. That is how we do it. All right.
I'm a big fan, my friend. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. You have a lovely day. Oh, we have another caller on the line. You're getting down and dirty with Disco Dick. How can I help you today?
Okay. You answered my first question. I trust my life to you.
It's a smart move. It's a smart move. If you're going to trust your life with anybody, I am the person to do it with. I promise.
This might be the best move ever. Okay, here's my question. Is it illegal to bang and drive? I've done that a few times, but I'm not too sure if I'm breaking the law or not.
Okay, so let me go ahead and clear this up and clarify. Right, it's the question you were asking is, what are the legal implications of intercourse while operating a motor vehicle? Is that what I'm gathering from here?
Correct.
Oh, well, sit back because I have a tale to tell you, my friend. So, while in some states it is illegal to fornicate and drive, there is a weight limit. If in the states where it is legal, there is a weight limit, not necessarily for one party or the other, but a total combined weight. Because once you hit a certain weight, you start getting a little bit wider, and as you get wider, the distraction starts to happen. It's like, imagine driving with one of those little fold-out silver windshield thingies directly in front of you. That's going to get you in a lot of trouble in a lot of places. Now, the way you can always tell what the weight limits are is they go up in increments based upon the amount of tinting on your windows that is legal in that state. If you cannot tint your windshield, do not have sex and drive. But if you can go as dark as night on that windshield, then my friend, you are free to go. You can bang the night away while revving yours, hers, and the car's engines, all right? Is there any other thing or question I can help you with?
Oh, that's perfect. Disco Dick. I don't know how you do it.
Well, you know what? I wish I could tell you, but shit, I don't know either. Oh, that's going to get me in trouble with the FCC. Look at you bringing the worst out of me. Have a good night, caller. Thank you for calling. All right, we have got us some text questions now. Can you prevent crabs if you don't have sex on the beach? Now this right here is a perfect question. Thank you very much, our good anonymous friend, for posting this question. Can you prevent crabs if you do not have sex on the beach? Now, theoretically, you would think so, because where else are you going to get crabs other than on the beach, right? But unfortunately, they travel. Now, here's what you can do to prevent crabs. Boil them. Your genitalia are not going to appreciate it. You might render yourself incapacitated, but that is the surefire #1 way that does not include special shampoo, medication, or a comb. Boil them. That's the best way to do it. Boil them alive. They taste better. Question number 2. Can you use a balloon instead of a condom? Yes, but only if it's one of those balloons that whenever you fill it up real big, you can throw it in the middle of the street and it doesn't pop. It has to be one of those. If you don't use one of those, you're gonna be getting all kinds of nastiness. Okay, you're gonna get all kinds of nastiness. That's a great question. I appreciate that question. Is it a good idea to use Icy Hot as lubricant as long as you dilute it with a little bit of standard KY jelly? It is a beautiful idea. It is the best. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about full-blown stimulation? That's the way to do it. What you want to do? You want to do two parts standard KY, or you can use Vaseline, or honestly Smucker's grape jam works just as well. You might have an ant problem, but it'll smell great. But then you mix a little bit of Icy Hot in there, and it gives you that little, I mean, you've seen them. Oh, who was it? Trojan made the fire and ice condoms. Well, whenever they made those fire and ice condoms, that's essentially what they did. That's why when you smell them, they smell like grape jelly. That's it. Let's see here. We have us another text. Oh, that is a different, okay. We have another caller. Let's see here. Are you ready to have your call taken? There you are. You're on Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. What can I do for you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a huge fan of Disco Dick, but what did I do? I just walked in on my girl watching hentai.
I'll tell you right now, the easiest answer is you sit down and you watch it with her.
That's true.
Then what you're going to want to do, if she's into hentai, there's obviously going to be something there where you're going to want her to, you're going to want her to see that you're not afraid of tentacles. So you're going to take her out to a nice Italian dinner. You're going to order the calamari. Then you're going to get the calamari to go and you're going to bring it back. You're going to watch hentai together and you're going to eat that calamari off of her naked body. And that's exactly what you do.
That's true. Exactly.
Is that all I can do for you today, caller?
That's all I can do right now.
All right. Thank you very much for calling Down and Dirty with Disco Dick.
No problem.
All right. Oh, welcome back, Bubby. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. We are answering your questions about sex, love, and even rock and roll. We haven't answered one of those yet because nobody's asked one, but I mean, we all know about rock and roll. It's just about the sex and the love. All right. So, I've been getting I'm seeing some DMs here from some people about some more personal questions. This one was asked, what's your favorite part of my body? And I don't even know you. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make an assumption about you. And this is where the love comes into play. It's your eyes. It's your eyes. They're always going for the eyes. Oh, do we have another caller in the call log? I'm bringing you in. It looks like you might be muted, but I'm bringing you in. All right, welcome back on to Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. What can I do for you this evening?
It's question of the day. Sex, drugs, or rock?
Sex, drugs, or rock and roll? Did I hear that question correctly? Yes. Boom. Now, if I had to pick one, rock and roll, because it typically includes the other two, as long as you are getting down in there and just having a good time. But always remember, this is a real point from Disco Dick. If she doesn't say so, it's a no-go. Remember that. But to answer your question, rock and roll.
Thank you.
All right. But yes, so to answer that last one, I would say the eyes. The best part of the body is the eyes. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here? Where do you like being touched the most? These questions are getting personal, and I am with it. All right, where do I like being touched the most? So, this is actually something that me and Rev both share. We both really enjoy being touched around the ears. Around the ears. It appears as though I still have I have another caller in general. Shall I bring the caller over? Okay. Nope, that was okay. Here we go. We got another text question. Oh. I just had sex with a girl and she okay. This is going to be one of those kind of serious questions. I just had sex with a girl and she's bleeding. Is she going to be okay? Yes, she is. Assuming that everything is kind of in the way that you would think, I would say yes, she's going to be okay. What that means to me is that you both just shared a very intimate moment, and it's something to actually be celebrated. It is what it is. It's something that happens. It is something that happens. As long as nobody's dying or going to the hospital, you just shared a beautiful, beautiful moment together. So there's that. I would say yes. And to the other question, are we going into the kink genre? Absolutely. If you have any questions about kinks, let me know, because I am the kink commander. Okay? Disco Dick is the kink commander. He is the king of kink. You can't tell me otherwise. You could try, but we all know you're wrong. All right, let's get these questions back up here. Ooh. Body hurts from that last question. It was a little bit of a it was a zinger. It was a little bit of a tense question. But it happens. If people want to know, people got to know. How often do you touch yourself in a week? This is a crazy question for Disco Dick. I don't because I don't have to. That's why I hang out with Frankie Mermaid. Disco Dick and Frankie Mermaid are two of a kind. Frankie Mermaid is a pimp, and Disco Dick is his best friend. So to answer your question, absolutely none. All right. Do we have anybody else that wants to get into these calls? I've got this up here. Nothing right now. All right. Let's pull some more text questions, shall we? All right. What was your first one-night stand like? All right, my first one-night stand. It was made of oak. It was a 3-drawer. I had a matching one that went on the other side. I put lamps on both of them, and I usually just kept all of my Playboys in them. But then again, I was really young when I had my first one night stand. It was a nice hefty nightstand though. It was made, like I said, it was made of oak. It had these really nice floral patterns on the handles. I kept my Playboys in there, some tissues, and then some beef jerky just in case I got hungry. So there's that. Oh, we got some more questions though. How do I know? Oh, okay. So now we're getting in to a little bit of the kink. So this is the BDSM. This is going to be leaning into the BDSM. So we got a triple threat rapid fire question here. Series of questions. How do I know when to loosen my grip? When she uses the safe word. When she uses or he. I don't know where you go into this. When they when they see the partner uses the safe word is when you go. Now, question 2 goes right along with this. How do you choose a safe word? I prefer to think of safe words as Cinnabon. That's a good one. See, I like the way I choose my safe words whenever I'm in this situation is I pick something that, one, I never say. I never say on my own, but 2, if either one of us say it, it's going to make the other laugh. So that way, not only is the kind of thing, taken down a notch, but it's also really funny. It lightens the mood. Like for instance, one time we were going at it. We were having a lot of fun, and I was using my hands a lot, right? So I was sitting there using my hands like crazy. It was so just passionate and but my safe word is me crying. I'm pretty sure there's a Bloodhound Gang song similar to that situation. but no. So I was using my fingers, and it got to the point where she had to use the safe word, which we had already established was Guitar Hero. And whenever she said that, see, this is what I'm giving you here is an example of what not to do. Because I like Guitar Hero. I've always liked Guitar Hero. Like I said, I choose rock and roll, baby. So I was sitting there playing. I was sitting there fiddling, and she yells Guitar Hero, and I didn't stop. I just kept going. I kept going. And then out of nowhere, the entire room is just soaked. The whole thing. I mean, it was like a flood happened in there. And whenever that happened, I stopped, and she said, I said Guitar Hero. And I was like, oh, I know, but I was going with my hands. I just love that game, so I couldn't stop. I got more into it. Which actually, full disclosure, the room being totally wet had nothing to do with the act of what was going on. It was actually because I left the window open and it started raining. But that's neither here nor there. So always choose a safe word that you don't use and will lighten the mood, not make it more tense. What's Dick's view on feet? Now, this is where me and Rev differ a lot. I like feet. I like them a lot. I like rubbing feet, get my fingers between the toes, but they gotta be clean. You gotta have clean feet. You gotta get your fingers up in the toes and get all up in there. But I like feet. I don't like having my feet touched because I'm very ticklish. One time a girl went to go rub my feet. When she did, I freaked out and I was like and kicked her in the face, and it was a nightmare. But I'll rub feet, but I won't get my feet rubbed because that was a very embarrassing moment in my life. Didn't care for it much. Don't want to do it again. I rubbed myself raw. Now what? All right, you rubbed yourself raw. Now what? What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go to CVS Pharmacy. You're gonna walk up to the nearest teller, and you're gonna say, my dick's raw, what can you do? I'm kidding, don't do that. Here's some real advice. Get some triple antibiotic ointment or some vitamin A and D, and just lightly coat it on there around the raw spots. Let sit for 30 to 60 minutes, and bake it 350. That's not right either. What you're going to want to do is you're going to put that A&D ointment on there. You're going to let it sit, rub it in like a lotion. It's going to sting a little bit, but trust me, it works. It's got the medicinal factors in it, and it's going to help that heal up a lot faster, but you're not going to want to touch it for a few days. All right, we have another anonymous question. Disco Dick, what does it mean when my girl walks in with a leather whip? Sir, it means you are either going to be in for a very good or a very bad time, depending on your views on pain. So we got somebody in call. All right. But yes, it will depend on your views of pain. If you like to get hurt a little bit, you're gonna have a good time. But maybe she's gonna be soft with it. Maybe she's gonna just kind of sit there and lightly, give you that little bit of almost like the claws down the back thing. Not enough to make you bleed. I mean, as long as it's not a cat of nine tails and she's not trying to crucify you, you're gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. If you haven't done it before, give it a try. All right. Looks like we got a caller on the line. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. What can I do for you, caller?
Crap, I think I kind of forgot it.
Uh-oh. Would you like to give a call back in just a little bit?
Yes.
All right, I'll be waiting on you. All right. Let's see here. Ooh. What is the oddest... I like these kind of more personal questions. Oh, wait, it looks like we might have the caller in. I'm going to wait till they unmute their mic. If they unmute their mic, then I'll pull them into the call. So this one is a little bit. What is the oddest sex dream you have ever had? One time I got pegged by Kathy Bates in a Denny's bathroom in Nova Scotia. It was the weirdest thing. I've never had another dream like it since, and honestly, I wish I did. But yes, I got pegged by Kathy Bates in a Denny's bathroom in Nova Scotia. Let's see here. We got another question. Can you go blind from masturbation? Son, I'm over here. I'm kidding. All right, so can you go blind from masturbation? Only if you have very powerful aim and you watch yourself as it happens. That's the only way you can go blind. Now, I do know a guy. We call him Long John Silver now because he wears the eye patch. But he shot himself in the eye too hard. It actually caused corneal damage. It caused corneal damage, and it seeped in, and it got into his retina, and now he is blind because he just had to see how much power he had, and he aimed it weird, and it got in his eye, and now he's blind. So you can, but just look away. Don't look at yourself. That's narcissistic. It's a shameful thing. Masturbation is not that. It's just something you do to get by. If you don't have to, don't. How do I combat wet dreams or combat premature ejaculation? All right. How do I combat wet dreams or premature ejaculation? All right. So those are two very different answers. And then I have another caller waiting on here. So the first thing you're going to want to do to combat wet dreams is you're going to want to stop sleeping. That's how you do that. You stop sleeping. Or you put on a chastity belt. So that way if it starts to get hard, it'll slam into the chastity belt and it'll wake you up. And when I say chastity belt, I mean one of those tight ones. Like the ones that if you start getting the thing on it, But the other option, don't sleep. Now, how to combat premature ejaculation? Pre-game, my friend. Just like drinking before you go out to a party or a bar. Pre-game. You gotta get in there and you gotta get it out early, and then that should at least help you. Now, you may have a little bit of a tough time getting hard after, but if they're a caring partner, they're gonna make sure your needs are met just as much as you want to make sure theirs are met. So those are how you combat those two things. Oh, here we go. You're back, caller. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. What can I do for you today?
Well, I know we're still in the middle of June and all, but November's coming around the corner, so how do I prepare myself for No Nut November?
Ooh, all right. So first off, this is a hard topic for me to cover because I have never once made it into more than 3 days into No Nut November, but I have heard some good advice that I will pass along to you. The first thing you're going to want to do is cut yourself off from technology altogether. You're gonna have to make sure you don't have TV, you don't have phone, you don't have video games, you don't have even magazines that can stimulate your arousal of any kind, you filthy sinner. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go out into the woods and spend the whole month in the woods. Now you're probably thinking, oh well, there are trees that look like boobs or rocks that look like boobs. What am I supposed to do there? I've got you covered. You're gonna get on Skinners.com, and there are these socks that have hard rubber soles on them like shoes. You're going to put those on your hands and wear them as gloves. Now, here's where things can kind of diverge depending on your preferences. Now, if you put these on and you can find yourself still not passing No Nut November, I've got news for you. You've got a hell of a kink. But if you go to try, you're going to end up hurting yourself. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to duct tape the holy bejesus out of your wrist to make sure these things are held on tight. And when you go to rub on yourself, you're going to hate it. It's going to feel like AstroTurf, like turf burn all over your genitalia. So that's the only surefire method I know on how to beat No Nut November is cut yourself off from all technology, go into the woods and strap some Skinners on your hands and just try not to go to town.
That's some really good advice. I'll take you up on that.
I can probably get you a website to get those Skinners for dirt cheap. I know I got myself a pair, and I was going to try the No Nut November thing, but they're just too darn comfortable, so I just wear them instead. But that's just me. You have yourself a good night, caller.
Yeah, you too, actually. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, we got us another text question. Whoops, and I forgot. I hit the wrong button. Here we go. All right. I want I want to make the next time feel special. What are some good aphrodisiacs? Now, this is something I learned back in 1973 in New York City. So in 1973 New York City, things were, I mean, you know, Club 51, or it was kind of like a knockoff club, but it is what it is. People were trying to find ways to do this because everybody was doing so much coke that they were rendered impotent. So we were trying to figure out, you know, how do we go about getting ourselves back into the mood for things? And so what we ended up doing is, so we went down to the local market and we grabbed some cuttlefish. We grabbed some cuttlefish and we shredded it up. And we actually mixed that cuttlefish into our cocaine and we snorted it. Now, I will say this. Mixing your cuttlefish into your cocaine is not an aphrodisiac, but it made you not want to do cocaine anymore, and therefore you were able to get hard again. Boom. The cuttlefish and the asparagus, but yeah, you didn't want to do it, so it stopped you. And then whenever you come down off of it, you wait like a week, you can't make it go down. It's like you took like 17 Viagra, you know, you just like mainlined it. But yeah, that's if you want some real aphrodisiacs though, green M&Ms, and there's a reason behind that. The green M&Ms were the sexy female M&M, and so it gets people hard because she was such a sexualized candy. I'm not gonna lie, I had a bowl of nothing but green M&Ms, and I ran into a wall and broke my dick before I broke my nose. So there was that. Anyways, welcome in DJ Evocation. I hope you were enjoying yourself tonight. I hope you're having a great evening. We do not have anybody in calls yet. I do have, it looks like I have another text question coming through, but I also have another personal question on standby. What's the funniest object that you have ever masturbated with? Well, so this was back. I'm not proud of this one, by the way. I'm not proud of this one, but we're gonna go with it. I'm gonna tell you about it. Back in the 80s. There was a there was a drought of sex toys. Like you couldn't find them anywhere, and you know, just doing it by hand was not doing it anymore. It just, people couldn't do it. You know, so I gave in, and so I took a wire coat hanger. I'm so glad you're enjoying yourself, Jim. So I took a wire coat hanger and I disassembled it, and then I took a piece of pipe, and I wrapped this coat hanger around it several times. I made it real tight, and then I used that coat hanger ring as a thing. It was not a pleasant experience. I would not recommend it. Unless you're really feeling into things, and then it's like maybe a 7 out of 10 if you like metal. Which, I mean, the future's coming, and then with the robots soaking you, ha! I didn't like it. It was not fun. I was not a fan. Let's see here. Ooh, we got a love question now. We've had a lot of sex questions. We haven't had a lot of love ones, so we have a love question. Where'd it go? There you are. Do you feel that opposites attract? Absolutely, 100%. I believe opposites attract. That's why Jeffrey Dahmer always went after people in general who were not serial killers, because opposites attract. People who are serial killers are not attracted to other serial killers. People that like pineapple on pizza are not attracted to people who like pineapple on pizza. It's one of the reasons that an Angry Dwarf King and Rev Sven are such good friends, because one likes pineapple on pizza, the other one doesn't, and that's just how it works, because opposites attract. I 100% believe that. Ooh, this one's a good one. Okay, nobody's asked me this question before. Have you ever had sex in a public place? Because it belongs. I don't really have an opinion on it, because I myself, I haven't tried it. I don't know that I would like it, because I don't like sweet stuff on my pizza. I know Rev hates it, but I just haven't tried it, so the jury's out for me. I'm going to say I would not, but That's just because I don't like sweet things on my pizza. I like spicy. I like so much spice that when I go to poop later, it's going to hurt 3 days later. Oh, okay. How do you date? Well, that is a very general question. We're going to answer this in 2 parts. We're going to ask how I specifically. Do I know Rev? Yeah, I know him. He's kind of a piece of shit, but I'm kidding. He's an alright guy. He's alright. Nah. Anyways, so how do you date? So we're going to answer this in how I specifically date and, in general, how you initiate the process of dating. All right, so whenever you get ready to go date, what you're going to want to do is if you have any facial hair whatsoever, you're going to want to cut it all off except for the neck. You're going to want to leave the neck. You're going to want to put on a fedora, and then you're going to want to put on the biggest pair of aviator sunglasses you have. You're going to put on a solid black t-shirt with a red, and I mean blood red tie. Solid black button-up shirt, collared shirt, sorry. Dress shirt. And then, is Rev your brother or cousin? Rev's more just like a distant friend. We know each other. We've known each other for a while. He's aight. But you're gonna want to wear the reddest tie you can find. The redder the better. That's the slogan. The redder the better. All right. And then you're gonna want to put on your best pair of jorts, and then your sandals. And you're gonna walk up to her. And whenever you walk up, oh, I don't think I have Rev's alerts on this screen. Wicked Wolf. Let's see. Hold on. We gotta add it. If we don't, it'll just stay there forever. We're gonna go alerts. Boom. There it is. I want to play it again. I want to play it again for him. Hi, Wicked Wolf. How are you doing today? Hold on. Let's fix this. We're gonna play it again. Oh, there we go. Thank you for your continued support into the Neat Freaks. Wicked Wolf, thank you for being here. All right, but to continue the answer, once you get up there, you're gonna the next phase, and this is absolute key. This is 100% absolute must do. You're going to go in there and you're going to show off your Yu-Gi-Oh card collection. Now, if you do not do Yu-Gi-Oh cards, a Pokemon collection will suffice as long as you have the first edition holographic Charizard. And so that's what you're gonna want to do. You're gonna want to show up with your card collection in your best fedora. A bowler hat will also suffice, and you're going to shave off your entire face. Ooh, look at that. They got a little curly cue coming out. You're going to want to shave off your entire face except for that down there. I'll tell you right now, it makes the ladies moist as a towelette, okay? I know I stole that saying from Rev, but it is what it is. All right. Oh, we got a couple more questions in here. Is Ska still alive? And, well, my friend, Ska is amazing. Now, what's some music to suggest, what would I suggest music-wise to set the mood? Now, if we're trying to set the mood for like a hot and heavy, passionate evening, like the best passion you could possibly imagine, you're going to want to go with Weird Al Yankovic. Now, if you're wanting to get like angry with it, where most people would probably say play something like Nine Inch Nails, Closer, or something along those lines, something heavy. No, you're gonna want to play polyrhythmic jazz with a 5/4 time signature. Okay, trust me, because what it does is it throws off the rhythm and it makes you last forever. It's the best thing you could do. It's the best. Okay, you can't do better than polyrhythmic jazz with a 5/4 time signature. Because you're going to try to thrust along with it, and the polyrhythmic thing is going to, like, throw you off. You're oh, shit. And you're going to last forever because you can't set an actual rhythm, and it's perfect. So to answer that question. But there's one more. If you're just wanting to set the mood for a romantic. Welcome back, Seb. Welcome back, by the way. But if you're going to want to just set the tone to just have like a nice like first time where you're both nervous and you want to set the tone to be like more like laid back to try to calm your nerves. I've heard it suggested that lo-fi is actually a good route to go, but I'll tell you right now, there's a song called No Cock Like Horse Cock, and it is the perfect song to set the mood like that. Now, on to the next question. Keep in mind, you are more than welcome to get in the Discord, jump in the general chat, and I will pull you into a call if you have a question for Disco Dick. Kiss on the first date, tongue or no tongue? I have a tongue, and I use it every time. And so should you. If you are not tickling the other person's uvula by the end of the night, if you are not tickling their uvula with the tip of your tongue, if you're not tasting what they're breathing, you're not doing it right. You're going to get in there and you're going to just tongue fuck her mouth hole, or his mouth hole, or their mouth hole. I don't care. It's free love. Love whoever you want to love, and tongue fuck the mouth of anybody you want, okay? That's just how that works. Beta Shades, hello there. Welcome in to Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. By the way, guys, if you have not checked out Beta Shades, you absolutely should. They have the coolest party glasses on the market. Disco Dick is going to be copping a pair of them wireless ones here soon because I like to party. And those are the perfect party. No battery packs, nothing like that hanging off. You got full rechargeable wireless glow shades. Check them out. You will not regret it. Disco Dick likes to party, and so do Beta Shades. They're the perfect party glasses. Now let's see here. Do we have any other text questions coming in on the lines? We have, how? Okay, see, now we're bringing the mood down just a little bit here. What do I give a lady to show her I care? Now, there are a few different answers to this question, okay? There are a few different ways you can carry this out. One is, how long have you actually known this person? Because if you've known them for a while, you can't just go with the typical roses or the card, something that seems like a cheap cop-out, especially around a Valentine's Day holiday or something along those lines. No. If you've known them for a while, you're going to want to surprise them. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go out to your nearest flea market or farmer's market and find the weapons booth. And you're going to want to buy all the shurikens, all of the switchblades, all of the quote-unquote belt buckles that we actually know are brass knucks. I mean, come on. You're going to want to buy every weapon that you can at that place. It's made of cheap crap. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to present that to her with just a note, a handwritten note that said, "For when I'm not around, you can defend yourself." Now, if you're just met this girl, look at us. Look at us. Who would have guessed? Now, if you've just met her, this breaks out into two more answers to the question. So, if you've just met her and you don't know where she lives, you just like kind of know each other, you're gonna want to break out like the classic, like nice coffee drink or something like that. Surprise her with some chocolates or something. If you want to submit a written question, you could do it in Discord DMs. If you would like to get into the call, the waiting list for the call, jump in the general chat in Rev's Discord, and I'll pull you into the call. All right, so I got some questions up here loaded. So we're starting to get us a backlog, and I like it. So here's what you do. You get her. Yeah, if you don't really know her that well, but you kind of want to show her that you care. You don't know where she lives. You're gonna get her like the Starbucks or some chocolate or something like that. Now, if you do know where she lives, there's actually a great way to surprise her. You're gonna want to go over to her house, but you're gonna wait till the sun goes down, right? And what you're gonna get night vision goggles. And you're gonna be sneaking around her house, and you're gonna look through her bedroom window. And when she gets ready to go to bed, you're gonna just beat on her window and yell, "Surprise! I'm here!" I've tried this method approximately 3 times, and all 3 times I have been arrested. But I mean, if you play it safe, it's no fun, right? So there's that. Let's see here. All right, we have a caller. You are now on Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. What can I do for you?
Hey, Disco Dick. What do you do when you realize your best friend's interested in your younger sister?
Ooh, that's a tough question. All right, so here's what you're gonna want to do. If you find out your best friend is into your younger sister, actually we should probably ask a kind of a prerequisite kind of question here. How old's your little sister?
18.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. And it is your best friend. How do you feel about your best friend dating your little sister?
I mean, he's my best friend. He's like brothers, but for the longest time, he didn't like my sister, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm like, what just happened?
All right, so here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to approach him, and if you've known him for so long that he's like a brother to you, you're going to walk up, and you're going to say, hey, listen, buddy, I've always thought of you like a brother, and now you're into my little sister, and we're not about that Roll Tide life over here, so I love you, buddy, but sorry, she's like your sister too, and that's just disgusting. We're not going to do that.
Exactly.
And that's what you're going to want to do.
And another question, what happens when you actually get a boner outside in the public?
Oh, well, that's just simple. So I actually pulled this playbook out of my friend Ron Burgundy's book. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hunch over and shove your ass back, and you're going to say that you just slipped a disc and walk around like that until it wears itself off. That's all you got to do.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You have yourself a lovely evening. All right. Does disco size matter? All right, so this is the controversial question to end all controversial questions. Does the size of the disco matter? It's not the size of the disco, it's the rhythm in which you dance. And I stand by that till the day I die. All right, let's see here. Does Disco Dick... Disco Dick has a caller. You are now on Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. What can I do for you this evening?
Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm just wondering. I just caught my little sister having sexual relations with my best friend. I don't know what to do about that. It's kind of like the first caller, but the thing is like, my best friend is my lover, so I don't know what to do.
Ooh, boy, that is throwing a curveball our direction. All right, let's see here. So, this is something I encountered back in 1979. I was hoping it was 69 because it would have been funnier, but it is not. It was 1979. So what the way it worked out for us, whenever it happened, was we got into a little bit of a tussle. All right, so we went to throwing hands, but I unfortunately, when I went to go throw, he dodged, and I punched my sister in the face, which was pretty rough. And then I took him outside and I said, "Listen here, son of a bitch, you were supposed to be mine and mine alone." I was going through. This was when I was going through my my strictly same-sex phase. I've come to terms with the fact that I am all about love in every direction, but this was when I was with him, and I was just mad. All right, it was not groovy. All right, it was the worst. Now knowing that now, if I could have gone back, I probably wouldn't have thrown the punch because when I hit my sister, it gave her amnesia, and now she lives the rest of her days pretending that she's a Cocker Spaniel, and we have to train her not to pee on the carpet. It's been a real rough ride. So what I would say is approach the situation calmly. I would say probably don't join because that's just disgusting. But ask. Just say, hey, what is it that you see in her that you don't see in me anymore? And if it's because of your penis, then it is what it is. You're just kind of stuck with that. I mean, there's a lengthy procedure that goes along with going the other route, but you don't. If you don't want to go that route, then you're kind of just stuck with it, you know. So that's what I would say. I would say sit down, have a conversation. Don't punch your sister. Don't turn her into a Cocker Spaniel because trust me, I don't know if you've ever cleaned up human poop off of a carpet, but it is not pleasant. It's just not. It's not fun.
Wait 1 second. What? That's my mom.
Oh boy!
I I gotta go. I just found her with my. Oh no, fuck.
Oh boy, I hope you get that resolved there, caller. I hope you. Oh, that was not good. That ended. Ooh, somebody's dipping into the tea kettle. All right. So my question is, this is another text question from a anonymous. So my question is, my girl and me have been together for a long time. She asked me to do something dirty to her. What a bad case. I mean, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be naughty. I kind of want to, I'm going to follow up with that caller, see how that played out. Let's see. She asked me to do something dirty to her, and I don't know how to go about doing it. What do I do? Okay, so this obviously is a loaded question with a lot of implications, right? Well, how dirty is the thing she wants you to do? Are we talking she wants to dip her pinky in your butthole and fork it out? I don't know. I don't know how dirty we're going. So we're gonna cover this in severity. Ow! I hit my elbow. That hurt. So if it's something just a little bit dirty, like she wants you to slide it up the old poop chute, hey, give it a try. She wants you to do it. Make sure you take all the precautions. Set the mood. Don't make it tense, because if it gets tense, it could hurt. Both of you. But you gotta relax it. You're gonna start slow by putting your both fists in there first. That way you make sure there's plenty of room. And then you're gonna ease yourself on in there, assuming you're like me, and but then if you're gonna go a little bit dirtier, like she wants to get whips and chains on it, lay down some ground rules. You gotta lay down some ground rules. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna tell her, all right, so listen, like say for instance it's BDSM stuff, she's got the leather whip or anything like that. You're gonna wanna tell her, hey, go easy on me, and you're gonna set a safe word. Which if you, I don't know if you were in there earlier, so we'll recover it. Make sure your safe word is not something that you say ever, and make sure it's something that will lighten the mood. So that way, if it gets a little intense, you have to say the safe word. You both get a chuckle out of it. And then if you like it, you can just say harder, daddy, even though let's see, even though it's a her, call her daddy. They love that. My 13th ex-wife loved being called daddy. If I called her anything other than daddy, I was getting the whip. All right, so it was like the nice, like, several tendrilled leather whip, but so it was kind of soft, but it still hurt. Especially when she took the handle. Never mind. But then if she wants to go something like way out of the league, and you're like, I just can't do that. That's just disgusting. Learn to live a little. Do it anyways. Just lay some ground rules. All right. Let's see here. All right. We got another personal question. Some people say that sneezing has the same feeling as an orgasm. When you sneeze, do you feel that your orgasm is similar to it? Okay, so this is kind of a loaded question. No, I do not feel that when I sneeze, it's the same feeling, but I've sneezed during an orgasm, and while it was super funny, it was also very, very powerful. It was so good. I mean, it was. I don't know if you've ever coughed or sneezed while mid-go, but oh man, is it fantastic. I couldn't recommend it enough. All right, we got a few more personal questions here. I've got them lined up. If anybody has something they want to throw in front of any of these personal questions, just feel free to throw them in a Discord DM or jump on into the voice call, and we'll pull you on in there, and we'll get this party going. Have you ever had someone try to perform oral on you or jerk you off or rub one out, but it felt really horrible? What were they doing, and how did it feel? The answer, of course, is going to be yes, it's happened before. When you've been around the block as many times as Disco Dick has, you've had yourself a few stumbles. All right, so the reason it felt horrible is it wasn't necessarily it was something they were doing, but it was something they were using. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. 90 grit sandpaper was not designed for that. And it felt like the worst cat's tongue of all time. All right. Ooh. This is a good question. During this particular time, is it still okay for my significant other to cough in my mouth? Obviously, there's some issues pending a COVID test, right? You want to make sure you haven't nobody's tested positive for COVID, because if you cough in somebody's mouth while you've had COVID, you're going to have a bad time. So there is that. But now, if you've tested positive, if she's tested positive, and it's been a couple of weeks, I don't see why not. Just open wide and let it fly, buddy. Just get after it. I highly recommend spit before cough, just because there are other germs that come along with coughing, not just with the COVID thing, but when you spit, spit's just as clean as it can be. You're gonna just you'll love every bit of it. All right, Rev's gonna be pissed about that. All right, let's see here. Have you ever done a sex position and instantly regretted it? And what was the sex position? Yes, and being pegged. It was not my cup of tea. She was very adamant about trying it. I don't know. It was different. I don't know that I liked it. Maybe I'd try it again. I'm willing to try anything twice. Because, the first time it could always be a fluke, whether you like it or don't. So you might as well give it another go, right? Let's see. If you choose... would you choose someone's personality over their looks when you choose a sexual partner? Absolutely. Because before anything else, they have to be open to it. They have to be open to all of the things that Disco Dick gets down and dirty on. I'm getting all these questions like y'all want to get to know me, and it makes me just feel just absolutely good. Let's see. Okay, follow-up to the question about the coughing in the mouth. Follow-up. I got into a position and I think I pulled something. What now, and how do I prevent that in the future? Okay, if you think you pulled something, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take some leave. You're going to, hashtag not sponsored, you're going to want to take some leave, and you're going to want to ice it for a couple of days. Maybe use some of that icy hot that you're not mixing into your grape jelly that we had discussed earlier. You're going to rub it on that spot for a few days, and if it starts to feel like it's getting better, then that's all you did was you pulled it, and you're going to be fine. You're just going to need to take a few days to rest, but there's one problem. How do you prevent it from happening again? Proper stretching and calisthenics. You're going to want to start doing a lot of yoga. Basically do beginner's yoga, or do some old stretches like you used to do in football back in the day. I mean, you remember how you felt on the football field doing those kind of things. I mean, it's already a win-win, right? So you're gonna want to do those stretches. Make sure you focus on the areas that you think you're gonna have problems with. So wherever you pulled last, make sure you stretch that out proper, because if you don't, you can end up finding yourself in the same predicament. Let's see. Actually tried to fit a mannequin arm into my ass, and it got it all in, and you can't get it out now. All right, so. Disco Dick has ran into a similar predicament. Boom. So what you're going to want to do. Okay, so this is actually a trick I learned back when I used to work in a mechanic shop. Whenever somebody breaks a key off in an ignition and you can't reach and get it out, you take a super tiny drill bit, and you shove it in there, and you take a screw about the same size, and you get just enough of it in there to get that bite, and you pull it out. Now, you're going to want to do the same thing. You're going to want to do the same thing with this arm, but you're going to need a much bigger drill, and you're going to need a much bigger screw. This is where things get weird. So, there's this thing called a drill dough. It's like a dildo on a drill, but it's also got the spiral in it. This is for your own safety, okay? You're going to want to do this for your own safety, not anybody else's, nothing pleasure, nothing about that. You're going to want to do this for your safety. So you're going to lube up the drill dough. First off, this is going to be the hard part. You're going to have to take a cork remover for a wine opener, and you're going to want to put it all up in there. Now, if you lost the mannequin's arm up there, chances are you could probably fit your own fingers in there. You're going to want to shove that in there. You're going to at least get that. Now, I know you're thinking, well, if you can get the corkscrew in there, then why not just pull it out? There's a reason. Mannequin arms are flimsy. And that's why you're going to want to use this other thing, because you don't want it to break. You don't want it to break off. If it breaks off, you're screwed. Literally, and figuratively, and metaphorically. and actually, and in every way you could possibly be screwed, you're being screwed. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna get that up in there. Now, whenever you go to pull that, you're actually going to pull a chunk of that arm out, and it's gonna leave a hole. That's when you insert the drill dough in there. Now, be sure to lube it up. If you don't, I mean, people will say, "Oh, well, you can't lube it up. If you lube it up, it's not gonna get a grip." That's bull crap. It does. Trust me. Trust me. So you're gonna take the drill dough, you're gonna put it in there, and you're gonna fire it up just enough for the tip of that drill dough to get the bite on that mannequin arm. And then whenever it does, you're gonna slowly pull it out. Now, this is where if you decide to get kinky, if you decide, oh, I need to hydrate. Oh, somebody did hydrate, and I don't have any water in here. If I spit in my own mouth, will that count? We're not gonna do that. We'll get some water here in just a moment. I'll turn on Rev's BR back screen. We'll go get us some water. It's fine. But whenever you, this is all for personal preference now. Once you get that drill dough in there and you start pulling it out, I recommend it. Pull the trigger a little. Get it spinning as you're coming out. Now, here's the question I didn't ask, and it probably is important to ask. How bent is the mannequin arm? I would assume it's like at probably about a 45, like so. If you start doing that, that's going to smack around your insides a little bit. May even clean you out, and you may even save yourself some colon cancer in that aspect. So I would recommend turning the drill on as you slowly pull it out. Elbow to forearm, not the whole arm. Okay. So you just got the elbow to forearm. So that's an easy pull. That's an easy pull. If it's just that much, if it was broken off, I wouldn't do it because there could be sharp edges. But if it's just like if it was purposely made that way, give it a try. Why not? Still just give it a little bit of a spin. See what it feels like coming on out. Well, we're going to take a brief intermission. I'm going to go get some water so that way I can do Shadow Dragon's Hydrate. Have you been drinking? I have not. Not yet. As a matter of fact, I don't get to drink tonight, mostly because Zebo is going to be coming on later, and Zebo does not like alcohol. He doesn't like oh, you're still in the Macy's dressing room, though. Oh, you're still in the Macy's dressing room. That makes it hard. Okay. It's going to be embarrassing, Sixon, but here's what you're going to want to do. If you're still in the Macy's dressing room, you're going to sneak out of the dressing room. You don't have to go all the way out. Just take like the shirt that you were going to try on out with you. And you're going to walk over, because Macy's has some keychains and stuff. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go and get to the what is it, the home section, and you're going to get the smaller corkscrew. And you're going to do the same thing that we had talked about. But here's where it's all up to you. This is where you live or die by this mannequin arm. You're going to have to go up in there yourself. You don't have a drill dough. You're going to have to go up in there yourself. And when you get into that hole, you're going to have to try to hook your finger into it. If you don't have fingernails, I recommend you're still in Macy's, go get some press-ons and some super glue. You're going to do that. You're going to put the super glue and the press-on right there. That way you can get your finger up in there, and you're going to hook it. You're going to slowly pull it out of there, okay? So that's what you're going to want to do if you're still in the Macy's dressing room. I know it's going to be an odd walk. It's going to be an odd walk out. You may have to grab another pair of pants to shove up in there just to kind of keep things in place for you while you walk around. But I'm going to go grab some water so this hydrate can be redeemed. I will be right back. This is going to be a brief intermission. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Oh, my hair is all kinds of messed up. There we go. My headphones were pushing it back. All right, so turns out Rev is completely out of bottled water, and the tap water here is trash. So, rest in peace, right? Oh my God, I kind of do. I kind of do look like Ryan. I miss that guy. So we're going big. It is distilled, but it is what it is. All right. There's nothing worse than a dehydrated dick, am I right? All right. Wow, we have got us some questions lined up in the Discord now. Let's see here. Kissing after oral? Question mark. What are you, a prude? Come on now. Well, I guess that is it still in there? Is the question really? If it's still in there, I would say probably wait. But if it's not still in there, if it's been spit or swallowed, tongue deep, get after it. All right, proper cleaning of sex toys, especially a sex doll. Oh, then good. This tastes like stripper spit. So proper cleaning of sex toys. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take it. And you're gonna want to dip it in acetone for 24 hours. You're gonna dip it in acetone for 24 hours, and it should have smelted, or it should have melted by then, which is good because you need to get out of the sex toys and get out in the game. Okay, that was fantastic. You're welcome. How long is Dick gonna be on for? You know what? Until the mood strikes and it's time to move over to Zeebo's Funhouse, because the clown can come out whenever he wants. The clown is ready. He's been knocking at the door. We will be having to take another break whenever the clown gets ready to come out, just because it takes a long time for Rev to get out of one character and into the other. Oh, that's right. He did promise giveaways, didn't he? All right. So this is going to be for one giveaway for merch. This is going to be only for US participants because we can't afford to ship them out overseas. So I'm going to open up a giveaway for a shirt of anybody's choosing in Rev's merch shop. It is open if you hit !raffle. We'll do a couple too. We'll do a couple of giveaways on this one. All right, we got a few in. Let's see what happens. You got 2 minutes, by the way. It's when you hit it, it's entered. We have about 1:30 left. Right now, Six and Bubby, TikTok, Green Ranger, and Codename Lucas are all entered to win. You like my studio mic? It's nice, isn't it? All right. Yep, we got 5 in there so far. If anybody would like to enter for a chance to win, I don't get to choose. It's a raffle. It picks for me. And then after this, we got a couple more. We got a couple more questions we could take. If anybody wants to get into a call, by all means, let's do it. Oh, I hit the mic stand. Whoops. All right, we got about 40 seconds. If anybody else wants to enter, just hit !raffle and get your ass in here for this win. You know you want to. You know you want free stuff. Who doesn't want free stuff? All right. Taking a look at around some stuff. We got about 15 more seconds. Hit !raffle. Now is your chance. 10 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Entries have stopped. You can no longer win. TikTok wins the giveaway on the first one. All right. We're going to go ahead and... So just DM me TikTok which shirt you want from the merch store. All you got to do is hit !merch. And then we're going to go ahead and do another one. We're opening up another one. !raffle if you want to try again. TikTok, you're not in on this one. You can't hoard them. But if you just tell me which one you want, we'll get it ordered. All right, we got 3 entries so far. 4. You want an autograph too? Do you want my autograph or do you want Rev's autograph? Because that ass clown, you don't want his autograph. All right, we got 5 entries. This one's only going to be for a minute, so you got 30 seconds. You can't be in on this one. Just pick a shirt out of there and tell me what size and color, and I'll get it ordered for you, and Rev will give it to you. Rev's going to give it to you. Yeah. Yeah. All right, we got 5 seconds. Mouth kisses. I'll give you one of those, Lucas. Oh, Jim Bambi got in on this one. All right. Entries are now closed. And pick winner. Keep in mind, TikTok can't win this one, so if he gets drawn first. Bubby D81. You know what? We're going to do this. Bubby, message us the stuff. Boom. Lucas won. Wheeler won. You know what? F it. I'm feeling mighty generous. I'm going to give away a shirt to everyone in this list. I will reach out to you with the merch link. You pick out which size you want. So we've got Jim Bambi, TikTok, Prez, Sixon, Lucas, Ranger, and Bubby are all going to get free t-shirts. Rev promised giveaways. We're doing giveaways. These shirts are dirt cheap anyways. Let's go. All right. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you being here. I like Dick a lot. Okay, you want the indie? Make sure to DM it to me because me, Rev, Zebo, all of us will end up forgetting. It's a crazy messed up world up in here. All right. All right. Do we have anybody in the call waiting list right now? Okay, nobody's in call. So we're gonna go to another personal question that has been, what makes you feel really horny quickly? This is actually a very good question. It's one I've answered before, but 100%. I will be turned on so fast by the feel of a buzzed head. If somebody has buzzed their head, male, female, it doesn't matter. If you have buzzed your head and I get to run my hand across it, the tingling sensation on my... Just send it to Rev on Facebook. You could do that, or you could DM us in Discord. Either way. But yes, if I rub my hands across a buzzed head and I could feel the prickly hairs, oh, that's why I gotta let my hair grow out. Because if I don't, I'll sit there doing that all day, and I'll be poking holes in my shorts. It's just yeah, it could be too much. I don't know that I can handle that. It would get expensive after a while. Lucas posted a question to answer. Lucas specifically, yes. I will not be repeating it, but you need to talk because of the size. Yes, Bubby. Reb will reach out to you tomorrow. We're gonna get all these shirts ordered and put out tomorrow. I have a question regarding my foot fetish. It's actually started to consume me, and it's affecting my relationships. Example, last night we were getting frisky, and I proceeded to put guacamole on her feet and spanking them with burnt toast. Needless to say, she felt out of the mood. What do I do? That put her out of the mood? No, that's not a you problem, buddy. I hate this for you, but that's a her problem. If you putting guacamole on her feet and you're spanking them with burnt toast, I mean, that's literally the height of foot fetishry. And if she was letting you fuck around with her feet before, gonna get the FCC on me. Ooh, have you tried that? Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna give you a piece. I'm gonna give you a piece of advice. At that point, you gotta get rid of her. That's a good point, though. So here's what you gotta do. You gotta maybe take the burning of the toast down a little bit. Like how burnt is the toast? That could be the problem. Because I know for me, the smell of pure burnt toast can be a turnoff too. But if it's like just slightly burnt and it still smells like toast, then God. Let's see here. All right. Yes, I did. All right. Should I perm my pubes? You haven't? What are you doing? Like, you gotta do that. Jessica, thank you for lurking here in Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. Nice. The only thing, everybody that's still here. Thank you for that hot AF host. Jessica, thank you so much for that lurk. But no, yes. So there is one stipulation that I ask for most of you. I mean, I it's not like obviously a requirement, but I ask that whenever you do it, whenever you get your shirt in, just post it to social media. You know, that way Rev can turn around and share it. You know, hey, look at the shirt. It looks cool on this guy. You know. Can't be just regular burnt toast. It has to be buttered. Ooh, that's actually a good point. Burn enough to flop around. Gives a good impact. To not flop around. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Maybe you got to ease her into it, Sixon. You're gonna turn down the... Okay, I'm assuming your toaster goes from 1 to 10. Maybe this one goes to 11. It's a Spinal Tap joke. Yeah. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take it down to about an 8. Maybe a 7. That way it's still pretty burnt toasty. Maybe take it to a 7, pop it once, and when it pops out, pop it down for another like 5 seconds. That should at least give you, like, it may not flop around, but at least it'll have enough padding. It'll have enough padding so when you smack your feet, you don't break your fucking toes. Anyways, I like it. I like your style, friends. So we've had some good calls tonight. Wait, I'm thinking about getting a foot-long sub of bread from Subway and just having... You know what? That's probably a good solution, especially if the Subway is trash and they overcook the bread to begin with. And then you have them toast it, and then that way, it makes them feel better about themselves too, because not only do you have the toast that's not hard as a rock and breaking feet, it's also like big. So like whenever you do smack the toes with that big chunk of bread that doesn't hurt, it's like at first it's like, oh, intimidating. And it's like, oh wow, I could take that foot-long bread to the foot. I wonder what else I can take, and it kind of opens up. It kind of opens up the, come on, your ma'll love it. Hello, welcome, TD Tilda, Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. How you doing this evening, friend? I hope you're doing super well. We are just about getting ready to close out the show for this week. I would like to turn this into about an every other week thing where I get to come out and we get to have fun like this. We answer your calls. We do all kinds of stuff. Oh, except I have to get the 6-incher and call it a foot long, so she doesn't have any visual representation of. See, that's what we call in the. Okay, so once I worked as a key grip on a. No, hey, no, that's water. So back in 1983, I actually worked as a key grip. You can message Rev just about anywhere. He'll get them. He does nothing but sit around on social media with his lazy ass. But back in 1983. I was a key grip in the porno industry, and I got to work on one of Ron Jeremy's flicks. And that was one thing he taught me, which is ironic coming from Ron Jeremy because he's hung like a horse. But what he told me was, always make sure... Oh, gotta head out for now. Hey, thank you, Sky, for being here. You have yourself a good rest of your night. I appreciate you stopping by for the and hanging out for the debut of me, Down and Dirty with Disco Dick. But what you end up doing is you tell them that you're 6 inches, but then you go and you buy you go and buy like a Slim Jim, but you buy like the Slim Jim minis that are only they're only like 4 to 5 inches, so that way you always, whenever you go in there, like, oh yeah, when they go talk to their girlfriends, like, oh yeah, he's got to be 6-7 inches. Like, I don't know what the big deal about size is. I mean, it doesn't feel any different than so and so, and they were only 4 or 5 inches. When, in all honesty, you're the same size as they were, but you gave her something else to compare to. The only thing you got to do whenever you're trying to do that, when you're trying to dupe somebody into not knowing your actual wiener size, you got to get rid of all of your rulers. Oh. Prez, thank you for the sub and welcome to the Neat Freaks. Welcome back to the Neat Freaks. Actually, I say that the Neat Freaks has just become a thing like very, very recently. So it's like we're just now changing to that. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for Disco Dick tonight. If you missed a lot of this, Rev will be uploading just the Disco Dick portion of the stream to YouTube. So you can always catch it there. We got the chat box over here on the side. We read all the questions out loud. We took the calls. I hope you all have a great, lovely rest of your evening. And if you decide to stick around for that crazy clown asshole that's coming on next, something's wrong with you.